Hello, everyone. My name is Vanessa Bramwell. Welcome to this week's episode of Fangirls Only. This week's special guest is James Laurent. Hello, everyone. Today I'm here with James Laurent. He is a singer, songwriter, music engineer, and just overall so talented. So, how are you doing today, James?
I'm doing really good. I'm super honored to be here with you. It's awesome. I really appreciate you asking me.
So, I know I already did a little intro about you. So, do you want to tell the viewers about yourself?
Yeah, of course. I am 23 years old. I grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and at about 17 I left to go to Arizona, and from there I moved to LA where I live now, and I started engineering for bigger labels like Sony and Warner, and I did artists like Nelly and Smoke Perp, which kind of led me to get a little bit more eyes on me in the music industry. So when I started releasing my own music, I was able to transition more into being an artist and still being able to keep the same people I was engineering. It's been interesting, I'll tell you that much.
So, your debut EP, iCarus, comes out on June 16th. So, that's crazy. So, can you tell us a little about it without any big spoilers?
Yeah, I I've been saying for the last 3 years I would drop an EP, and I actually when I did my first headlining show back home in Milwaukee in 2021, I did it live, and it wasn't the one that's out like coming out now. I did a completely different EP live. And then over the last 2 years, I've just changed all the songs except for one. The one song Moonlight on it has been the same from the very beginning. But yeah, this EP has changed names 3 times and has had over 100 songs on it. And now it's finally out. I pushed myself in the ass a little bit to be able to be like, I just need to put it out now.
What were the names before? Like, what were you planning on naming it?
Initially it was named Punk Star, and then last year it was named Moral Gray, and now I finally picked Icarus, and I was like, we're gonna just go with this. It's gonna come out. We're gonna be fine. Let's finally just release something because I kept putting it off for so long.
I said the title completely wrong, but let's forget about that. Let's forget.
Dude, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Completely.
So, keeping the topic of the EP, are there any songs of yours that you're ready for the world to hear?
Yeah, I think although Moonlight is gonna be the breakout song, it's like the most pop alternative. Like it's the most energetic song on there. I think the song "The Storm" is gonna be my favorite. It's like I wouldn't say it's the most vulnerable, but it's like a very grungy Nirvana style, and that one's the one I had the most fun making.
I'm excited to hear it. So, I know you mentioned earlier in the introduction that you're a music engineer. So, can you tell us what artists you worked for and how you started doing that?
Yeah, I started actually when I was about 16, and that was because I wanted to learn how to make music. But in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, there aren't really that many studios I could find. There weren't a lot of other people engineering. And so I learned how to at least record myself, and I started getting better at it and better and better. And eventually I dropped out of college and moved to Arizona and went to an audio engineering college, and I graduated that with a 4.0, and I just kept engineering myself because I wanted my music to sound better. And when I got to LA, I was like, I should at least do something with it. So I hopped jobs for a little bit until I ended up in recording studios. And the first one I worked at, I did like Big Head, who produced Gucci Gang for Little Pump and a lot of Little Peep songs. And I engineered Smoke Perp. I met Xavier Wolf. I started meeting like big names and working with them. And so I got headhunted from that studio by Sony and ended up working for them at one of their studios where I became studio manager. I did my major placement I got with Nelly on his album, started working with a couple other underground rappers, and it's been a really weird transition and a lot of luck, but it's also been a lot of long, hard nights of having to just listen to the loudest music you can possibly imagine in a studio.
That's crazy. So, if you work for any artist, who would it be and why?
I know this is really weird because I'm like very based in alternative rock and rap, but I would love to work with Charlie Puth.
Ooh.
I love his music so much. I think it would be so much fun to work on the amount of vocal layers that he has. He has like some of the most perfect harmonies I've ever heard, and I would love to work on his music.
Sure. So, do you have any favorite lyrics from any song that you've made so far?
Yeah, yes and no. Like there's certain lyrics in certain songs, like in Metamorphosis, which was like my biggest song so far with a video. I liked the lyrics. I'm on TV because I gave up watching TV with you. It was kind of like a diss on my ex
Oh,
because she just smoked and watched TV all day. And
sweet.
when I finally let that relationship go is when I started engineering all these big artists because I was able to put my time into my music fully. And so that lyric means a lot to me. And then there but also a lot of my songs, it's just kind of like whatever I'm feeling the day I write it because I have to kind of wait until I'm feeling a certain type of way to write a song about it. And it's still, even to this day, very tricky for me to put my feelings into words.
Yeah. So, this is the last question. And if you were to describe your music to anyone watching who has never listened to your music, how would you describe it?
It's very independent sounding. I have a lot of different influences from growing up, and I like to play with different genres. So there are songs that I have released that are rap heavy. I have a pop song out, but the majority of it has influences from alternative rock. It's a very interesting blend of somebody trying to figure out who they are as a person.
Cool. Okay, so that was all the questions. So thank you so much for coming on. It's great having you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
So hope you have a great rest of your day.
Awesome. You too, Vanessa. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Goodbye.
All right, bye.